Shalom, shalom, family. This Yah Yehuda from Yah's Assembly. And y'all know what time it is, a psalm or two a day. And today we're going over Psalms 18. Now let's get into it. All right. Psalms 18, verse 1. I will love thee, O Yahuwah, my strength. Yahuwah is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer or savior, my Elohim, my strength. In whom will I trust? My buckler and the horn of my salvation and my high tower. So David begins this psalm just talking about how much he, loves the Most High, how he places his faith, his confidence, his trust in him. And he's yielding on his own strength and stating when he says that, and the horn of my salvation, he's claiming that the Most High is his strength. Now, we know that earlier, and so I believe it was Psalm 17, he talked about how the Most High, or Elohim, was at his right hand. So again, that's him subjecting, or giving the Most High all the praises, all the honor, all the glory, all the power, because it's not about what David can do of himself. Okay, verse 3. I will call upon Yahuwah, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from mine enemies. So that's why it's the key of David. David knows in order for him to be saved from his enemies, he has to give up that free will offering to the Most High. His pay, his words. The sorrows of death the sorrows of death compassed me, and the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. I mean, we all go through that. We go through things that, we will really want to die, or sometimes it's just people, bring situations and circumstances to you and just gnash their teeth at you, to the point to where you gotta get some type of relief or aid. Verse 5. The sorrows of hell compassed me about, the snares of death prevented me. In my distress I called upon Yahuwah and cried unto my Elohim. He heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him, even to his ears. So just because, the snares of death, came and, surrounded him, David knew his get out of jail free card. He knew who was the rock of his salvation, his fortress, his deliverer, his buckler, the Most High. And he has faith. Don't just call out to him without faith, because you're not pleasing anybody, not even the Most High. Then the earth shook and trembled. The foundations also of the hills moved and were shaken, because he was wroth. Y'all done got the Most High mad now. Uh-oh. There went up a smoke out of his nostrils, and fire out of his mouth devoured. Coals were kindled by it. He bowed the heavens also, and came down, and darkness was under his feet. So because David is doing the things that are pleasing to the Most High, and then he cries out to the Most High when he's in need, the Most High, he comes speedily and then angrily to help you. An angry father will do what to protect his child? His beloved son that he has begotten. And he rode upon a cherub and did fly. Yea, he did fly upon the wings of the wind. He made darkness his secret place. His pavilion round about him were dark waters and thick clouds of the skies. At the brightness that was before him, his thick clouds passed, hailstones and coals of fire. Yahuwah also thundered in the heavens, and the highest gave his voice, hailstones and coals of fire. So again, the Most High, he's willing to shake things up to protect his people, to save his sons and his daughters. He's willing to even make the darkness his secret place, because it don't matter, because he's greater. There is no opposite and equal to the Most High. There is not one. Yea, he sent out his arrows and scattered them, and he shot out lightnings and discomfited them. Then the channels of waters were seen, And the foundations of the world were discovered at thy rebuke. O Yahuwah, at the blast of the breath of thy nostrils. Just think how powerful that got to be. You get mad one time, you fuming out your nose to where the whole foundations of the world are known or seen. That's crazy. He sent from above. He took me. He drew me out of many waters. Now, waters also represents people. So he drew him out of many people. Because out of the Gentiles, because in the beginning, everybody was a Gentile technically. And then he chose a people out of even that, right? He delivered me from my strong enemy and from them which hated me, for they were too strong for me. Because again, to activate the Most High, you have to have no might in your hands. You got to humble yourselves and pray and seek his face and repent and turn from your wicked ways. They prevented me in the day of my calamity, but Yahuwah was my stay. He was my shelter. He was my protection. He was my shield. He brought me forth also into a large place. He delivered me because he delighted in me. Now, this is the psalm that David started singing right after all of his enemies were destroyed, Saul and them, right? Yahuwah rewarded me according to my righteousness. According to the cleanness of my hands hath he recompensed me. Now, people say it's not about your own righteousness. It's but filthy rags. But if the Most High doesn't change, if Yahuwah doesn't change, and if Yahusha, or who some people call Jesus, is the same yesterday, today, and forever, then the standard for judgment of people doesn't change. We need to get a deeper understanding. So again, Yahuwah rewarded me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of my hands hath he recompensed me. For I have kept the ways of Yahuwah, and have not wickedly departed from my Elohim. So he was steadfast on being righteous, on being lawful, and on doing the things that are pleasing to the Most High. For all his judgments were before me, and I did not put away his statutes from me. So again, he was meditating in them scriptures, tablets day and night. I was also upright before him, and I kept myself from my iniquity. Because he was focusing on being lawful, he was able to keep himself from his sins. A lot of us that are still dead in sins don't realize that's the reason why the Most High said that we should meditate in the scriptures day and night. Because if you don't, your mind will wander. And when your mind goes to wander, you go on autopilot. And then if you don't control your mind when you're on autopilot, some other being will come in and make decisions for you to your detriment. So renew your mind. Keep focusing on having a sound mind. Therefore hath Yahuwah recompensed me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of my hands in his eyesight. With the merciful thou wilt show thyself merciful. With an upright man thou wilt show thyself upright. With the pure thou wilt show thyself pure. And with the froward thou wilt show thyself froward. So that's like the law of reaping and sowing. The Most High's like, okay, what you gonna get out of it? Well, what did you put into it? That's what you gonna get out of it. You reap what you sow. That's a law. You can't get around that. Verse 27. For thou wilt save the afflicted people, but wilt bring down high looks. Because that's one of the 7 things that the Most High hates. He hates prideful looks and a lying tongue. That's why he's going to save the afflicted people, because they are the meek of the earth. They are the humble. 28, verse 28. For thou wilt light my candle. Yahuwah my Elohim will enlighten my darkness. For by thee I have run through a troop, and by my Elohim have I leaped over a wall. Again, no matter all these superhuman things that David's been able to do, he's not taking any of the credit. And because of these things, the Most High, you know, gets angry whenever David needs help. Not angry at David, but angry at anyone that would dare try to touch his anointed. Don't touch not his anointed. Verse 30. As for Elohim, his way is perfect. The word of Yahuwah is tried. He is a buckler to all those that trust in him. As for Elohim, his way is perfect. It's completion. It's a sound mind. It keeps you out of sin. It makes you be at peace even with your enemies. It leads you to everlasting life. I give you good doctrine. Forsake you not my law. Selah on that. Verse 31. For who is Elohim save Yahuwah? Or who is a rock save our Elohim? It is Elohim that girdeth me with strength and maketh my way perfect. I mean, everything. Everything even after David's enemies are destroyed, he could have got prideful. You know, he could have not given the Most High the praise. But again, no matter what's going on, like even when David got riches and all this inheritance, you know, there's certain scriptures that said that made him praise the Most High the more, because he realized that it's not about material things. It's not about stature, because you can't take them with you. So he's giving praise to where it's due. Because I know, and especially here in America, there's a huge pride issue. It's just pride. It's arrogancy. Everybody wants to have the preeminence. You know, nobody wants to walk in brotherly love. Everybody wants to go and run tell that. And we can't even get a hold of two of the Messiah's commandments. We can't even get on to the second one, because it's all about it's all about me. It's about what I can do. Let that go. Let those prideful looks go. Okay, verse 33. He maketh my feet like hinds' feet, and setteth me upon my high places. He teaches my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by my arms. So yes, when the time comes and in that day, we will once again be the warriors that David and our forefathers were. So, and even in then, don't get boastful. Don't think that you're doing stuff by your own strength. Use David as the template, because it's called the keys to the kingdom, the key of David, the tender mercies of David, for a reason. There's something that has to be unlocked, and David knew it. That's why he knew that sacrifices wasn't required. You know, but everybody else that was still mainly dead in their sin, or were married to the letter of the law and not to the spirit, had no idea. Had eyes, but they were still blind. Had ears, but they couldn't hear. You know, they were still dry bones. Right. Verse 35. Thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation. Hallelujah. And thy right hand hath holden me up, Yahusha. And thy gentleness hath made me great. So if you ever hear me say Yahusha, that's who some people call Jesus Christ. If you ever hear me say Yahuwah, that's who some people call God or the Most High. Thou hast enlarged my steps under me, that my feet did not slip, because he ordered his steps in his word. That's what he does. He keeps us on the straight and narrow, even though there's trials, tribulations, traps set up for us. If we stay focused on him, he would lead us into the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Verse 37. I have pursued mine enemies and overtaken them. Neither did I turn again till they were consumed. I have wounded them that they were not able to rise. They are fallen under my feet. So I mean, the Most High literally, because we be trying to get spiritual victories against our enemies, but the Most High let him literally consume or kill his enemies, and he's just bragging on the Most High about it, because the Most High, it's the Most High that gave him the power in his hands to war, giving him a incurable wound that they can't rise up against him. Verse 39. For thou hast girded me with strength unto the battle. Thou hast subdued under me those that rose up against me. That's what he does. That's not his anointed, lest he be angry. Thou hast also given me the necks of mine enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. So again, when that time comes, the necks of our enemies are going to be given to us. But don't revel again in self and man worship. Realize the higher power and give him what's due to him. Verse 41. For they cried, but there was none to save them, even unto Yahuwah, but he answered them not. So at this point, even them crying out to the Most High, he's just like, nah, you try to touch my anointed, ain't nobody gonna come to save you, not even Yahushua. Like, the Most High, he don't play. He ain't this genie or, invisible person that comes and kisses baby. Like, that's not who he is. He's a man of war. Verse 42. Then did I beat them small as the dust. He beat them into pieces before the wind. I did cast them out as the dirt in the streets. He cast them out like they were nothing. Thou hast delivered me from the strivings of the people, and thou hast made me the head of the heathen. A people whom I have not known shall serve me. That's powerful. As soon as they hear of me, they shall obey me. The strangers shall submit themselves unto me. And this is also what's going to happen in the future. The strangers shall fade away and be afraid out of their close places. Yahuwah shall live, Yahuwah liveth, and blessed be my rock, and let the Elohim of my salvation be exalted. It is Elohim that avengeth me and subdueth the people under me. So no matter, he was able to beat these people into dust. The Most High gave them their necks. People, strangers were scared of him. And he still did not let that pride control him. David, at this point in time, truly had a sound mind. He didn't have a spirit or a ruach of fear. He walked in that power. Verse 48. He delivereth me from mine enemies. Yea, thou liftest me up above those that rise up against me. Thou hast delivered me from the violent man. Therefore will I give thanks unto thee, O Yahuwah, among the heathen, and sing praises unto thy name. Great deliverance giveth he to his king, and showeth mercy to his anointed. Talking about him in a future spiritual connotation, that is Yahushua the Master, to David and to his seed forevermore. So no matter all the things that David was given, he still remained faithful. He still gave the Most High his praise. He still focused and controlled and exercised his sound mind. That is crucial in today. So I just want to say all praises to the Most High Yah. There was beloved son Yahushua Hamashiach. I want to say peace and blessings to the 12 tribes that are scattered abroad and to the strangers that cleave to the covenant. This is Ya'ach Yehuda from YAH'S Assembly. Shalom. Whoa.